An alarming number of people are still living outdoors, according to Elevate NWO. Executive Director Holly Gauvin says far too many homeless people will be out in the cold this winter. Gauvin estimates that just over 100 people are still living in tents in local encampments, and she's sad to report that at least 3 people have died in the encampments over the past week. Gauvin says many are turning to emergency shelters where they can, but many of those are at max capacity. The extra 40 beds announced last week will help, but Gauvin says it's getting harder to find shelter every day, and there aren't many good options for those trying to stay warm on their own.
At this time of year, people will take to family and friends, but then that puts them at risk as well because a lot of times they're not allowed to have guests or visitors for longer than a week or two. So it becomes increasingly difficult. And then they'll take to buildings and sleep in stairwells and that. And then that poses a health and safety risk if there's ever an emergency evacuation. So it's a pretty dire situation.
Gauvin says they've turned their focus to preparing people to shelter in place by looking for winter gear for those left outdoors. Meanwhile, there was a tent fire this morning near McVicar Creek. It appears that several propane tanks may have caught fire and exploded. City fire officials say no one was hurt. There's no word yet on the cause.